Good morning, Singapore, and welcome to The Big Show and The Big Show TV. Our guest for this morning is the one, the only, the gorgeous Dr. Geraldine Tan from the therapy room. Good morning, Jerry.
That's so...
My voice is still not 100%. If not, I would have gone, woo! Oh,
yes,
I'm back.
You're back.
Yeah, I couldn't do that yesterday. Woo!
You didn't test yourself yesterday. That's what it is.
Okay, but still, getting there.
Gosh,
The worst
so
thing is
noisy.
losing your voice.
Oh my goodness.
How can you say Dr. Geraldine Tan is noisy?
I said you are noisy.
Oh. Okay. Anyway, today we're talking about
amazing.
the power of secrets.
I just have to say one thing. If you have a secret, do not tell Glenn.
Why?
Because then, wait, hold on. Let me correct that. If you want anything to get out, you tell Glenn. Let's make it positive.
Wow. See, I don't know where she gets this. I think I'm one of the best people to keep a secret, I think.
Wow.
No,
No one seems to be believing that.
Wait, does everybody have this problem? It cannot just be me, right? I mean, if everyone is going like, no way, Glenn, you're going to let the cat out of the bag at some point. Do other people face this as well?
You're asking Dr. Jerry?
Yeah, I'm asking Dr.
Who
Jerry.
are you asking?
You lah, Dr. Jerry.
Okay.
Why would I want to ask FD or
That's
Angel?
true.
They're not experts.
I mean, even in the 4 squares here, you already hear, them being very hesitant about your question.
That's true,
majority.
actually. That's because of the lack of respect. That's why these two have.
Wow. Oh my goodness.
I tend to think Glenn, when he's told something, decides for himself whether it is important enough to be kept
A secret. And if
because
it is, then he'll keep it.
There are things that he will just not say no matter what.
Yeah.
But he's
Correct.
right.
Until the time
dying
comes,
to
then
know.
after that, what happened? yes, I couldn't say anything, because they said if I told you guys, they would have to kill me.
Yeah.
Right, yes.
Yeah.
So yes, secrets. Well, I said, right, secrets are powerful, or I was thinking of secret being powerful, but I would change that. Data or information that is given to us can be very powerful because it can be used to influence a situation, influence a person, influence certain outcomes. So that's why information becomes very, very powerful. And information that is not said can sometimes also have a positive or negative effect, actually. Yeah.
How does it have
Yeah,
a
so-
negative effect if it's not said? So like when someone's in trouble, maybe?
Yeah. So positive would be like you try to surprise someone with a birthday party, or like yourself, Angel, you had a surprise that the team gave you. Or did you already know?
No, I didn't know. No.
So
They
that
were
was
very
a
good.
secret that they
I could have told
they
everybody,
all-
but I didn't.
You
Yeah.
probably
I could have
mentioned it
told
on
her.
air or something.
No,
And I
no,
wasn't
no.
listening.
But negative could be also how FD would take it, because he doesn't like surprises, and he might feel uncomfortable with it. But the sinister one, so that one is a bit milder. The more sinister one would be like betrayal, something that you're addicted to, perhaps
Having
that you
an
need to
affair.
do. Yeah,
Well,
so it could be an
That's
that
also
would be
a
a
affair.
secret, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it could be an affair, it could be, an addiction that you have, or it could be a disorder that you have. Yeah. And keeping it, not saying it, maybe you feel a lot of negative emotions.
Right. Okay, let's continue to talk to Jerry on The Big Show TV.
I've got to say, Jerry, sometimes the negative part of secrets for me, right, is someone tells me something and then I carry the weight of that.
Yep.
It's like I know I should tell someone, but I can't because you've told it to me in confidence.
Why should you tell someone, though?
For example, someone, let's say, a hypothetical
Yeah.
situation, tells me something about you
Yeah.
that is derogatory, that can affect you.
Yeah.
And I know it now, but I'm telling you this in confidence.
tell me.
And then I can't tell you. And that thing, it just weighs on you.
Next time, just tell Glenn, and then he can tell me. So he can be your one tell.
Got it.
One tell.
Right. Right.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean, Jerry?
Yeah, it does. So the burden, you feel like you've been laden with something, and you're in a dilemma because you're stuck in the middle, right? So you don't know what to do with that piece of information. Yeah, so many people get caught like that, where they become stuck, not because of the information itself, but because they don't know how to navigate perhaps a relationship. So what you describe is a relationship. Sometimes people don't know how to navigate a piece of work. You tell me this, but I have to keep it secret. So how do I then administer my work? Or how do I continue with a project if I'm not permitted to say anything at all? So we get that in sessions, because we get a little bit triangulated, as we call it, when perhaps a child tells us something, or a partner tells us something, and say, please don't tell my partner, or please don't tell my parent, or the parent tells us something and they say, please don't tell my child that I told you that. So we do get triangulated like that too. So I totally understand what you're talking about. Yeah.
So when is it our responsibility to reveal a secret? You know what I mean? Because I'm sure there are times like someone's in danger.
Yeah.
Or like FD said, maybe my reputation is at stake.
Yeah.
Or somebody is having an affair, and both parties.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, a lot of people have been caught in that situation where, like, they're both my friends, and Mr. X is having an affair with Miss Y, and do I tell Mr. C, Miss C?
And then after you tell them, and they go like, actually, we're having an open relationship.
The three
And
of
then
us
you feel
know
like
about
an
it.
idiot.
No, and then because of that, you may end up losing both friends.
Yeah.
Because you didn't keep a secret.
Yeah. I think it's tough. Let's go to the types of secrets. So what type of secrets would you have? So, so that one would be when somebody tells you something. How about the self? What type of secrets would you have?
What? Oh, for ourselves?
Yeah.
Internally?
Yes.
I guess secrets from our past lives, maybe,
Yeah.
stuff that
That's
we don't want to dredge up. Yeah.
What? Like, for
What
example,
type?
okay, I have 6 toes. Like something like that, you mean?
No,
Perhaps
but maybe.
it could be something that you don't want to tell people. I think Angel mentioned earlier infidelity. I've come across people who are dissatisfied with their job and they don't want to tell anyone else. Fetishes. I think fetishes.
Oh, yeah,
Fetishes. Those are,
that's
Yeah.
nice.
secrets. That's nice.
Yeah, well, fetishes.
Your sixth toe comes in handy. Thank goodness we're on TV.
I think fetishes.
I don't really have 6 toes. Because there's some stupid people. These days, there are many stupid people, no?
That come up to
You
you.
say something and they believe it. Come on, it's so strange.
Yeah.
One day there might be a false article, let's say. Lots of these articles
Did
that
you
go
know
out these
Glenn
days, right?
has 6
And
toes?
people might believe it.
Yeah.
It's a,
False news,
I do
false
not have 6 toes. Okay.
Okay. So,
Shall I take off my shoes and show
No, it's
everybody
okay.
my
No.
toes?
No. I shall go on criminal behavior. would
Criminal
be
behavior.
Okay.
Yeah, a crime. Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes you have an argument with a friend or your partner or someone, and you have to sit with it for a little bit. So you don't tell anyone, but your face tells it all. This is a little bit interesting, so I'm going to throw it out there. The pay that we get, or the bonuses that we get.
Cannot
Oh,
tell
that one.
anyone.
Cannot. Gotta keep quiet, that one.
Yeah.
But it's interesting. The younger generation seems to think that it is okay.
Yeah.
In the likes of they term it as transparency. But I don't know. I still maintain that that is something very personal.
But I think with the young ones, I mean, they if they're gonna go that way, then eventually, by the time they get to our age and the future happens and stuff like that, everyone's gonna know how much everyone else is getting. You know, maybe it's just a new thing that's gonna.
How?
No, because the younger ones
Because
are very
there's so much
open about how much they're
transparency.
getting.
Yes,
They are.
yes.
Even my daughter as well. She's like, oh yeah, my friend's getting this. I'm going to be getting this, and this is how much I'm
Right.
getting paid an hour. So they're very open with how much they're
Yeah.
earning,
Yeah. I've never understood that.
because we come from a different world. You know, we come from the world where everything is P and C.
We know
you know
better.
What I mean?
Yeah, we know
Because the
better.
moment you mention your pay, usually there'll be some people who will probably go like, oh no, I think I deserve more.
But maybe
Why was I paid this amount? And then
or worse, in their head.
there'll be
may-
dissatisfaction. you
But
know?
maybe this is the way forward for equal pay. I don't know. You know, this could be the future of how
Equal
things
pay?
Yes.
There should never be equal pay.
Oh, right, okay.
Anyway, stand by. We're going on air. Good morning and welcome back to The Big Show and The Big Show TV. Our guest for this morning is award-winning psychologist from the therapy room, Dr. Geraldine Tan.
Yay! And we're talking about secrets today.
Secret, and today we are all about being secretive. No, we're being yes. So I was talking about, like, you know, the types of secrets, and we were discussing about like the paycheck and the bonuses, and and I think you mentioned something P and C. So you know, private and confidential. So some work is private and confidential. So we don't, you know, leak it out to people. Professions like the doctors, the lawyers, the military, yeah, even your work, you know, some of it you might want to, when you're in the preparatory stage, you might want to keep it a secret first before you then deliver it, you know, during a show or during an event. Yeah, so there always is that little bit of P and C, you know, in different professions. Yeah.
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 Like we have trade secrets as well, which we're not necessarily going to tell anyone about.
Yeah.
Trade secrets.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
We haven't even told you yet.
Oh.
Oh dear, now he feels left out.
No, I never feel left out. I mean, these days I'm very chilled.
He never feels left out because he knows more than anyone else.
This is true as well. So what do we do, Dr. Jerry, when we have a secret? Are we allowed a one tell, or do we really have to keep it to ourselves?
A secret is a secret. What? How can you tell people?
Absolutely.
Right now, Jerry.
But yes, we were discussing it last week, right? And it is sometimes very difficult. I mean, okay, if you're preparing something and it's your work, you know, and there is a timeline, it's going to come out. There's more containment, so you might be able to hold that in a little bit longer. So who, you know, for the team that was preparing Angel's birthday, they know that there is that timeline where she's going to come in and, you know, you're going to celebrate. So it's easier to keep that secret because we know when it would end. But for some people, you know, I tell you a secret and it's like a forever secret. You need to take it to your grave sort of secret. Now that is a huge question mark, you know, whether do we tell, do we have that one tell, or do we not have that one tell? And it can weigh very heavily on the person that is holding on to that piece of information. Because what then do you do with that piece of information? You don't know what to do.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
Yeah, but I think that's also dependent on individual people. Like for myself, if I tell you a secret, I do not expect the one tell. I don't. In the back of my mind, I may know that you're going to do it. God help you if I ever find out.
Oh,
God
when you say
help
God
you,
help you, what do you
wow.
mean?
Wow.
What does that mean, though?
You will not exist to me.
So why would you?
Maybe the person doesn't want you to exist to him.
No, but
as well.
but I-
So it's like, nothing to lose. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm going to do it.
But
Yeah,
I don't
could
get
be.
why you would trust someone thinking to yourself that person might
I'm
go
saying
tell
it
somebody
might
else.
be in the back of my mind. Usually, if I tell someone a secret, it's because I trust them.
Yeah, exactly.
But-
and you should never have
But
to say
I
don't tell.
have made that mistake
Yeah,
before.
for sure, everyone has.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? And
Yeah,
that person
yeah.
is no longer a part of my life, and that person was family.
But you see, I see. You see, just like in life, when I lend someone money, for example,
Don't expect it back.
I never expect it
Yeah,
back.
yeah.
Similarly, if I were to tell someone a secret, open and closed inverted commas, right? I don't expect the person to actually keep it to himself or herself,
You don't?
like forever.
Because you can't trust people.
Yeah, I mean, because it's human nature.
Yeah.
You're going to be telling someone.
You want to be that first
Yeah.
person who has that piece of information.
If you don't want anything to be spread, then don't say
anything at all. Yeah.
The moment you tell someone, it's like the
information will get out.
Yeah, it's some party or some
Yes.
dinner. Something is going to come out.
Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah.
It's an interesting comment on our Facebook page. Betrayals never come from your enemies; they come from your friends.
There. Okay, let's continue to talk to Jerry on the Big Show TV. It's 8:16.
So is it a morality question? I mean, like, is it an integrity thing where you tell a secret and then you tell the person, look, I don't want you to tell anybody this. Like, if you are friends with that person, should you even have to say, don't tell anyone? You know what I mean? You
I understand what you're saying.
You should trust the person enough
Yeah,
to not
yeah,
say
yeah.
anything, like keep
Yeah,
this between us
yeah.
kind of thing.
Yes, yes. So when we share a piece of information, let's think about why we are sharing that piece of information, the purpose of doing so, right? So one of the purpose is to obtain support. So you want to obtain support from the other person. So think about like in the workplace or with your friends or in your personal life, you need that support. So that's why you're reaching out for the support. You reach out to a stable force. So even when you reach for the railing, you look for one that is sturdy, right? So you're trying to look for somebody that you can trust. So that's when you need to share that piece of information, that purpose of it. And most of the time, think about it, when you share a piece of information that that we term a secret, we actually need support, need to trust, and also obtain perspective. So we actually want a different perspective because we are unsure that we are actually looking at it rightly. So perhaps we need an affirmation. We need that shoulder to cry on, that, to validate our emotions. So that's when we are reaching out. So if you think about it, then the other person need not share it anywhere if that is our intent, that we just need to lean in onto someone.
But if I tell a secret, say to Glenn, and I have offloaded my troubles onto him,
Feeling all shook.
won't he also eventually, after I've spoken to him, feel all my troubles and need to offload to someone else? Hence the one tell. You know what I mean? Because my troubles have now become his troubles. No, not necessarily that but he's taken on that burden. So he needs to offload as well, right? Because he wants to find somebody else's opinion to see maybe what we should do with the situation.
But if it's a secret, you shouldn't be that way. I should just keep it to myself.
But the person that that person that's receiving as well, like you said, carries the burden.
That's
to
why I
some
see a psychologist.
aspect. Okay, so see a psychologist no, that's a good idea. Someone who will never tell, right?
Yeah.
So I would I'll come to the psychologist part in a while, but I would look at the emotional part. So most of the time, if we look at it, it is not the details that is troublesome. It is the emotions that are troublesome. Where the person telling that piece of information, that secret, is laden and, just packaged with a lot of intense emotion. Now you pass that on, the next person who's got nothing to do with those pieces of information feels burdened not by the content itself, but by the emotions, because they feel now compelled to do something. They feel very heavy with and typically it is a negative emotion. It can be a positive one, but a positive one that we want to share with everyone, right?
Yeah.
But if it's a negative one, then the other person receiving it now doesn't know what to do with their negative emotion, and therefore need to then move on to the next person to offload their negative emotions with the content itself.
So is there any other way we can offload that negative emotion without the content? You know, like I don't know, punch a boxing bag or something. You know,
Punch someone.
No, don't punch someone.
Oh, okay.
But because we don't want to be that friend that you can't trust. You know, we want to be able to be that friend that doesn't go tell the contents of your secret, but we still have that emotion that we want to deal with. So
Muay Thai.
Yeah. So is that something? You know, go cycle, go watch TV, play a game. You know, so that you forget all about that.
I mean, so you're talking about now the person that
The
has
receiver.
received
Yeah.
the secret, right? So the intense emotion that you now feel, now you can ask the other person, do you need me to do anything about it? Because the whole idea about when you share a secret is you need something to be done. You need either a perspective or an action. So you can ask the other person, what do you need me to do? How would you like us to approach it? And if the other person says, I've got it, you know, then we know we can draw that boundary for ourselves.
Okay.
Yeah, because sometimes a secret is told to you not because you want someone to do something or to help you, but you just need to offload.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just want a listening ear.
Yeah, you just need to offload.
But sometimes people tell secrets also because they like to be that person that has the information. You know what I mean? The I know it all. Like, I've got this secret. It could be their own secret or somebody else's secret. But I've got this secret and you don't know this information, so I want to be the first to tell you.
Really?
Yes, there are people
There are people
exactly
like
like that. Yeah.
So then I wonder whether we want to tell that person our secret or
yeah,
not.
that's true.
Yeah, because to use somebody else's information to manipulate a situation or to gain power and influence, that's very unbecoming,
It is, yeah.
right?
Yeah. There are people like that.
But that's
But
when
on the other hand, it might be true though.
Yeah, no, it doesn't matter, but that all
Yeah.
becomes then gossip, right?
no,
It's
but
just like
that's when a secret
Yes.
gives you power.
Not
That's when
necessarily. Not
a secret makes
necessarily.
you powerful.
Not necessarily.
I mean, the
feel.
person who has that information probably wants to say something also because he or she wants to kind of like get it off his
Their
or her
chest.
chest because it wasn't the intention of that person to be given that information. Sometimes it happens.
Yeah,
you
but
know
you
what
can't.
I mean?
You can't sit there and someone's gonna say, "Okay, I have something to tell you. Please don't tell anyone." As you sit there, you go, "No, don't tell me anything unless
You can.
I
You
can do
can.
something
I have
about
done
it."
that.
Have you done that?
I've done
Yes.
that.
You know what I mean?
Someone
Yes.
has
You
gone.
can?
Someone has come to me and said, "Look, I've got this problem at home," and I'm going, "Please don't get me involved in this. I've got my own problems that I can't solve.
Okay,
I really can't hear this from you."
fair enough.
Okay, but you're doing that not because
No, because
don't-
I don't want to get
involved.
involved.
Yeah, yeah.
Sometimes
Yeah.
ignorance is being
Bliss.
ignorant is better.
It's
Yeah.
better. Was that the right thing to do? To
Well, that's the most respectful thing you
It's not
can
wrong,
do for
yeah.
somebody else's secret or information. Because if you are not prepared, you cannot manage it,
Yeah.
then why are you receiving that load onto yourself, right? Because it's somebody's load and they need help to carry. It's like I'm asking FD, can you come and help me carry the table? You know, we need to carry it together. And you say, no, I've got a back problem. I really can't. And that's okay, because rather than you doing it, hurting yourself, I feel bad, you know, for hurting you. Yeah. And then it's a downward spiral from there. So
there's this beautiful
yes.
like black and white cartoon that shows two people. One animation is completely black and one is white. And when the black one goes to the white one and hugs him, little bit of his problems, the black sort of denotes his his burdens, a little bit transfers to the white one, and then the white one goes to the next person, and they keep passing it on. They keep passing those problems on until that completely white person becomes all black because he's got everybody's burdens on himself.
Oh, no.
And then he goes home and he opens the door and he hugs his dog, and the dog takes all the black, and then it disappears because it just shows that the animal can carry all your burdens and it doesn't affect it.
Not quite an STD, but at the
Not
start,
quite an STD.
Yeah.
No, yes, thank you, Glenn. You just dirtied that up. But it's such a beautiful animation.
Yes, it's nice. Yes, and pets are amazing creatures.
Yeah.
So you're saying that the pet, kind of like took
The STD, yes.
all the burden and all the problems.
Correct.
Yeah. Like
Yeah,
an
and it
arowana.
and it
People say
disappeared.
the arowana.
What?
If you keep an arowana, the arowana will absorb all the
The
bad
negativity? Really?
luck.
They say the same thing about cats. Yeah.
Really?
Oh, really?
Cats.
Cats too.
The cat people are going to be cursing and
think-
swearing
No,
at you.
And I
Because
think
it's a very
dogs as
good
well.
thing.
Yeah, I think
Okay,
dogs.
okay.
I think animals in
The
general.
red card is being flashed by
At
Cheyenne
you.
Lim. Okay, everyone, stop talking right now. Traffic is coming up. Welcome back to The Big Show and The Big Show TV. We're talking about secrets
Yes.
and how we should be keeping secrets and not sharing
Spreading them.
secrets.
Yeah.
The power of secrets is what we're talking about with Dr. Geraldine Tan from the therapy room. Good morning, Jerry.
Morning. And I did promise to say, what do we do with your stories when you tell us in session? It doesn't
Yes.
go anywhere. I think a lot of people are very, very curious. Do psychologists blabber out and share? And no, we don't. We don't. We use it. So you see us taking notes, you see us typing away some writing, usually it goes into your files. It doesn't go anywhere else. Those are our personal notes, so we don't forget the details.
Jerry, when you write, Jerry, can you read your own writing? I just want to ask you.
Cannot.
Cannot.
Oh, no.
So now I've been asked to type all my notes.
I see.
Oh.
Sometimes I write and then I look at it and go, oh, actually, I don't know what word is.
You're a typical doctor and lawyer, so you can't read it at all.
Me too. Somehow I can't read my own writing as well.
Yeah, your writing is terrible.
Oh my goodness.
And it's worse because once you start typing, right, you continue to type and you type on the phone, you hardly write. Yeah, but I really love
Yeah.
to feel the pen and paper. Yeah.
Now, yeah.
Anyways, we were saying that when would it be used? It's used in an emergency. So, for example, there were some cases that I get a text and I realize, oh no, this person is in danger. Okay, I sense that this person may have an attempt, so I might want to breach confidentiality. So I would then either call the parent or call the school to see where the student is or where the young person is. So that's one way that we use it. For legal purposes, when the files get subpoenaed by court, or when we are required to write a report, we do that. Yeah, but the raw notes don't go out. We would write up a report or a summary. When we have trainings, especially when we have trainings, this would be important because we want to train the younger ones who have not been exposed to different scenarios. So what is then being shared are not the names, but the some
Situations.
of the techniques used. Yes, the situation, the techniques used, what they need to look out for, so that they acquire the skills to continue to help more people.
What if someone who is a client of yours and has a very specific situation hears of you sharing their situation without their names and all that, because it's so specific, it's so clear that it's their situation? I mean, do you usually ask permission first, or can you freely share without sharing names?
We would try to ask them, for many of them, we would say, yes, can I use this? This is really interesting. So they might agree, they might not agree. If they don't agree, we don't share.
Okay.
Yeah, so most of the time we try to get, permission. So even when I shared some of the quotes from the Healing Hearts, the Mother Support Group, or from the young ones that have given me some insights, these are all with full permission from them, but I don't share the names. Yeah.
I just want to state this clearly, Jerry. When a court subpoenas you to write a report, no permission of the client is required, correct?
Yes, that supersedes because
Supersedes, right?
Because it's a court.
Yeah,
Because it's a court.
Yes.
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So
I'm worried that we share. Now that we share all these, everybody starts keeping secrets, and not sharing.
Because not sharing sometimes can be bad for you too.
Yes, and I always liken it to having if you don't share it, then you feel very constipated, and you feel like you need to go to the toilet.
But it depends.
And it can't.
It depends on what type of secret, right? I
Yeah.
mean, certain things you just don't want to say. Like if it's a family thing,
But there's
No,
something.
no, but
you are able to tell. You're
some-
still able to have a conversation with your family about that secret. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's okay
Yeah, but
to talk about it within.
within the family is fine, but then
You don't need to tell anyone
want
outside.
outsiders to
Yeah.
know.
No, but I've heard it. I don't know whether that happens these days, but I used to hear this with older generations older than me within my family. I'm going to tell you this, but you don't tell anybody.
Yeah, that's everybody.
Wait.
That's
Even till
everybody.
now.
Then 2 minutes later, she's talking to Auntie
same
Gabriella, and she's going, I'm going to tell you this, but you don't tell
That's
anybody.
just gossip.
And then you're
That's
going to
just
go
old
one
lady-
person after another.
But that's not the older generation. That's specifically the gossipy auntie. They always
Okay.
do that.
So many.
They always do that.
You realize gossip, you don't need to do anything about it. So my key point earlier is that when you tell somebody a piece of information, you need something to happen. So take, for example, we've had cases where men have killed their entire families or they have taken to substance abuse, and so drugs, drinking, smoking, these sort of self-destructive behavior. And typically what they say is, I can't share it with anyone. The responsibility is mine. So for those sort of cases, I wish they had not kept it a secret. I wished that they had sought a different perspective. I wished, and it's a wish, right? Because some of them are gone already, that they realize that keeping it inside will lead to mental health issues like irritability, anger, rage, and some of them even fall sick, so the physical symptoms, psychosomatic symptoms, and even, we talk about like cancer and all the other host of physical medical conditions also. So for those sort of cases, I really, really hope that people share. So I look upon these sort of secrets as perhaps learning how to communicate, whether we have a poorer communication and we need to relearn how to have a better communication.
Okay.
This is giving me an idea. It's like on our show, right? We should start a secret segment. And then we can get our listeners basically to call through and share a deep, dark secret.
Ooh, that would be interesting.
Every week we'll have one.
Oh, deep dark secret.
And what
so
are you going to do with
with that
secret?
secret?
No, we'll just keep quiet. It's just between us, our community.
Our community and the
Only a
hundreds of thousands of people that
hundreds
listen
of
in.
Only
right?
maybe 600,000.
Okay, so that video I was talking about, the side effects of helping others? We've actually found it. So if you don't mind, Dr. Cherry,
Okay.
we can play it here.
Of course, go ahead.
So nice.
It's very
That's
good.
cute, huh?
But why is it the dog was black and then became white?
I don't know.
Because I thought, since the guy was already black,
And he
right?
was absorbing everything.
Yeah, I thought the dog would be doubly black as a result of that.
Yeah, but I think the message is clear.
Happy
Yeah.
ending.
Yeah,
I think,
so
Jerry,
sweet.
you better be careful. If not, you'll become black as well.
But is that how you feel also at the end of a day? Because people are offloading on you, and then you go home and you have your Tara and you have your family and all that. Is that how it is for you as
Yeah.
well?
Yeah, thank you for asking. Yes, so sometimes we get very heavy with it. I love how he got slower and slower. If you notice, when he was blacker and blacker, he was slower. That's sometimes how we feel at the end of the day, So that's why social resourcing is so important. We don't need to tell people. If I were to try and go around telling people every single case, it would be just so many, right? So we don't do that, but we just need support in different ways. Yeah. So the animation, he hugged the dog and he felt better. And sometimes all we need is that laughter or that hug, that embrace. Yeah.
Right. So what do you do, Jerry, to kind of offload?
I knew you would ask me. So I wake up at 4+ in the morning and I make my bentos.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you do that every day?
I do that for most of the days. Yeah, so I'm just very, very thankful that my kids still want to bring food to school.
Oh, so you make the bentos. This is your kids' lunch that you're making?
Yes.
Ah, okay.
Yeah,
That's very
yeah.
cool. Like, what's in the bento?
You
So
can
curious.
go see Jerry's Bento Services. I don't sell it anywhere. It's just for the kids.
Services
Bento
to the
services.
children.
I didn't even know you've got an
No,
Instagram
I think I
account.
remember her telling us in the
Yeah,
beginning, but I
yeah.
don't remember the page.
But it's just like rice or, something simple that I can make in the morning. And it's
Simple?
very quiet.
So you cook rice and everything in the morning. You cook the
Yes,
rice
yes,
from
yes.
scratch and everything. Okay.
Yes.
Oh, damn. I'm following you now. Oh, so cute.
Wow.
There you go. Everybody follow Jerry's Bento Services. Go and have a look.
And then place your orders today.
A working mummy and her bento journal. Okay, stand by. We're going to go for a traffic update. Stand by. Good morning, Singapore, and welcome back to The Big Show and The Big Show TV. Our guest for this morning is Dr. Geraldine Tan, and I was just asking Jerry, she has a full day. Everyone comes to her and offloads, onto her, and I was asking her, what does she do to relax and to offload, and Jerry was saying, well, she makes bentos for her family.
Yeah.
Waking up at 4 a.m. in the morning to make these bentos. 4 plus. I thought you were going to say I wake up at 4 a.m. to work out or to go and run or to jump on my exercise bike. But no, for you it's different, huh? It's cooking.
But I get what you mean at waking up at that time. The house is all quiet. Nobody's on the streets.
It's therapeutic.
It is just full of silence.
Yeah.
It is nice. And the air is just so much nicer at that time as well.
Right. And no one is going to get up at that time to disturb you. Yeah, so they are all asleep.
Great time for meditation as well.
What are you doing waking up so early? My goodness.
Did you see
4
her?
a.m.
Did you see Jerry's bento
Yeah.
services? I mean, you
Yes.
said, I'm not sure, you said you cook only for your children. I know you have 2, but I see a whole range of food, like 6-8 boxes. So I'm not going to question whether you actually cook for other people, okay?
Jerry,
Oh, the team.
Oh, the team.
Okay.
Oh, they're lucky.
Jerry's
Wow.
Bento Services. Follow her on Instagram.
So cool.
About that, we are all going for our food certification course later today. So
Oh,
I'll be
nice.
here, and later on I'm going. Yeah, so all of us have a certificate to say that we can prepare food.
Oh, fantastic. That's great.
That's awesome.
Is this going to be a side hustle or what for you?
No, now when
No,
Jerry's
no.
clients come for a session, it comes with
With
food.
food.
I don't think so.
Jerry, I want to ask a question. So we've talked about the types of secrets and what we should do. But what about the person who has a secret,
Yes. I'll
wants
share
to
it.
offload, but doesn't know how to find or cannot find someone.
Oh,
Yeah, some people. Not
Okay.
everyone has someone.
Not everybody has somebody, you know.
right. So, in therapy, we always say, please journal.
Yeah, I was
Please
gonna
write
say.
it down. So you can write it in words. You can speak it into your phone and audio record yourself. You can draw it in a picture. It can be in various ways that you can do it. Yeah. So I also then would say, calling up the helpline sometimes helps. Coming to a professional like a counselor, a psychologist would also help, because we know how we are trained to receive the information, give you clarity, and the information doesn't need to go anywhere else unless it has to.
Okay.
Maybe I should start a side business or whatever. So anyone has any
what?
problems, come and see me. I'm not a trained psychologist.
Okay.
But then after talking to the person, then I will ask the person to go to the therapy room.
Yeah, you could do that. You could do that.
If I can settle it, I'll settle it. If not, I'll go like, okay, take your pick, one of the psychologists from the therapy room.
So it's not only the professionals. I mean, since the beginning of time, there are the religious leaders, the priests, who would listen to them and help them and give them clarity. So your spiritual directors. So, these are people that are bounded by ethical considerations that they will not share it with anyone.
I just
should
also,
not share it.
Yeah.
I also want to say that if anyone does need help, the Samaritans of Singapore number is 1767, just in case.
Yeah. No, that's good number. Good
1767,
number to
24
keep.
Yes.
hours
Yes.
available.
I mean, as much as I don't need
Yes.
it, I have it on my phone, so
Okay.
it's
Yes.
just a number you keep with you.
One day you'll need it. Actually.
No,
You
don't
never
say
know.
that. But yeah, 1767,
you never
just to talk to
know.
someone.
Correct.
Yeah, you could.
Sometimes things just overwhelm you, and you need to
Yeah.
speak to somebody. You know,
Right.
You never know.
There, the therapy room. Got so many psychologists there.
Cannot. She already said we're not allowed in. She's banned us from walking into her
It's
office.
not true. You can't see Jerry, but you can see
My
any
team,
of
my
her
team.
other.
We can
Yeah.
see your team, but I
therapists.
want to see you,
Yes.
if anything. I like you, though. I'm sure we'll like your team, but
Are you joining his camp?
yes, now I am.
So now you've got
2024.
two people who want to get on your couch.
Nice.
Okay,
one.
in closing.
Yeah.
A quick one before I close with the little a code is how to share a secret. Make sure it's your own. Share only truths. Share with someone you trust. Share in private. So you don't share in the public because, the walls sometimes have ears. And then share only if you think they can help. Okay? And share only if the other person wants to hear it. And overarching everything, pay attention to your emotion, because sometimes that comes across too strongly rather than the content itself.
Right.
So that's in summary. And I think this one Glenn might want to sing it because the quote. So the quote I took it from The Sound of Silence by Simon and Garfunkel. Silence like a cancer grows. What was it? Yeah, fools, I said you do not know. Silence like a cancer grows. Hear my words that I might teach you. Take my arms that I might reach you. But my words are silent. Raindrops fell and echoed in the wells of silence.
Oh,
So he's talking about. Sorry?
is that Simon Garfunkel song?
Yes.
Yes.
Silence is golden.
Yes.
Yeah.
No.
The Sound of Silence.
The sound of
Oh, the sound of
Sound
what I
silence.
said.
silence.
Silence is golden.
No, it's the sound of
But isn't it Silence is Golden by?
And in the naked light.
Oh, by the Tremolos. Sorry.
Maybe more.
That's such an
People
old song.
talking without speaking.
Yes, but it's
Yeah.
talking about poor communication. That we have poor communication and that we don't listen to each other.
I like the first thing that you said before you share a secret. Make sure it's your own.
Yeah.
I think that's the first thing. Make sure it
Yeah.
is your own to
Yes,
share.
make sure it is your own. And with all that I've shared about, sharing a secret, flip it around. The opposite is then true if it is a gossip.
Yeah,
Okay.
got it.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Jerry, for joining us as always.
What's Happy too. Always glad to see my radio family.
Aw, happy Tuesday.
All right, have a wonderful week ahead. And we look forward to seeing you
bye-bye.
next week. Bye-bye, Jerry.
Bye, Jerry.
Bye.
Bye-bye.